Hello, Cancer. I forgot to plug my mic back in. Hello, Cancer. Actually, this is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of September 2022. Welcome to my channel. This is a general reading. If you want something more specific to you, you can always get a session with me. My website's twinflames3344.com. My information's below as well. I also have a CD out there called Ashes, Twin Towers to Twin Flames by Evelyn Stainthorpe if you want to check it out. And otherwise, let's get going. I've already pre-shuffled the deck. We're going to set the tone with Nature's Whispers. We have the Gilded Tarot for the read and Rider-Waite Mini for the clarifiers. And Cancer is really special for me. My daughter's doggy is a Cancer. He was born last year on the 21st of July. And also, I want to ask you guys a favor to send some love and blessings. My little great niece was born prematurely, and she's been in the hospital since July 19th. She's a little Cancer baby, and she definitely needs your help with the womb right now. I know there's been a lot of womb healing. I actually just did a meditation with Jen McCarty yesterday regarding womb healing. So yeah, she definitely needs some prayers and physical healing, that kind of thing. So anything you can do, just sending a little love her way, that would be wonderful. Her name is Ava. And thank you so much for your help. I so appreciate it. And if you don't want to, you don't have to. I don't want you to do anything you don't feel authentic about, okay? All right, so here we go. All right, this is for the sign of Cancer, September 2022. And the 9th was, I found out, is Build-A-Bear Teddy Bear Day, and my daughter's dog's name is Teddy Bear. So he has his own day in addition to his birthday. This was just popping out. Be in service to the little ones, the octopus teacher. I'm going to still shuffle though. Let's see what comes out. All right, this is for Cancer, September 2022. And that went right on the floor. Let's see what you guys got. The Bountiful Harvest of 28, which is the choice of path. Twin Flames can come up for me there as well. And this is like you know, just wandering around the planet, spreading beautiful colors and light around the world, clearing out the ethers, preparing the earth for the new earth, the bountiful harvest, and then the assurance that all seasons shall come and go. That this is also the seasoned ones, perhaps the older women, you know, the elders coming together to assure the young ones that this too shall pass. The 14 of the Temperance card, which is patience, angels, balance, that higher love. The family tree, perhaps all the women in the family coming together to make preparations on a new path of the higher love. It's really beautiful. It's very yeah, we're getting ready for the new, right? It's like the older ones are holding space. They're like grid holders, and then here's the new younger ones, the Cancers, coming in and making preparations in the ethers around the world to raise the vibration for the new earth to come in. It's very profound, actually. The bottom of the deck here is the higher ground, the wake-up call to the innocence, the beauty of the rose, the flowers and the trees, the little lambs below, taking the high ground. After infinite blessings, spreading fairy dust across the land. Perhaps some people will get an early snow. The 17 of dreams coming true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. Okay, it's like Tinkerbell type of energy there, of dreams coming true and the wake-up call to what is real. All right, let's see what's going on here. And this is I have a yellow rose bush that I planted out front. It's just like this direction out front. It's by the front post. And the deer keep eating the roses. But they're like this. They're like whitish, relish, yellow, and some red comes out in some of the roses. And then I always find little creatures inside the roses and saying, remember to take the high ground and send love to not just you, your children, your family, but also the roses and the little creatures you find inside your roses. The sweet ones, all of the worlds, the realms, the fairy realms that you don't normally see or you take for granted. You know, all those little worlds that live in the bottom of the tree that we don't notice because they're so small. The seasoned ones, the elders are coming through in the Cancers here. Definitely the elders. For the little ones. It's like the grandparents dealing with the grandchildren type of energy. The earth mothers. The moon mothers. It's like the earth mothers and the moon mothers, which are the daughters. The moon is the daughter. The core of the earth is the heart and the daughter, the womb of the earth, Terra, Gaia. All right, so for the sign of Cancer here we go. This is for September 2022. The sign of Cancer, September 2022. The truth shall set you free. Cancer 2022. Cancer 2022. September 2022. The Lovers upright. Gemini just had this reversed, and now you have the Lovers upright. Very interesting. So you may be a Gemini that has Cancer in their chart, and now you're coming out in Cancer as the upright Gemini. Very interesting. But it is the lovers, you guys. The divine lovers here. The dolphins are jumping for joy. Gemini, twins. Communication. But loving communication. The challenge for you is, and it was 4:55 on the clock. The truth shall set you free. The Emperor and the 55 of Excalibur. So again, that's referencing the crown and the changing of the guards, right? Because now we have a king, the Emperor, as opposed to the Empress. And here the challenge is there's something about the U.S. as well, though, regarding that. The moon, this isn't going to be a read on the international level. This is definitely more on a personal level, but I have to bring up the international stuff that comes up because it doesn't usually come up for me. So we have the moon card here, the subconscious energies, the romance, the wolves howling, and the changing of the guards, right? As the inner gears turn, and there's the crescent moon right there, and the tiny little sun over there. There's a bigger sun too. So the two suns and the moon, the crescent moon, is the challenge of romance and lovers. And I'm getting Springsteen, Jungleland, right? Beneath the city, two hearts beat, soul engines running through a night so tender. In a bedroom locked with whispers of soft refusal and then surrender. In the tunnels uptown, the rat's own dream guns him down, and shots echo down that hallway in the night. So you can listen to the rest of, look up the rest of the lyrics if you want to, but it's coming up. The foundation here for you, and Spirit's connecting with me. And remember, United States is Cancer energy. Down in Jungleland, the Knight of Pentacles, and I was getting in the Twin Flame read was that I was always getting Morocco as the Garden of Eden, and they were transferred, just like the English colonies came to the United States, the Garden of Eden became the United States, was the message that was coming through. The Knight of Pentacles is the foundation here for you. Okay, that could be some stuck energy, stubbornness, or just the inability to function, the needing the balls to move forward, or just get up and go, or just feeling lazy because you're hanging out with your lover there. So let's see, or not having to work as well. In the recent past here is the Two of Wands reversed, perhaps having no options Or perhaps you did choose a new path, but you can't implement it right now. Or maybe that could be if this is twin flames coming up also, because you had the 28 there, and the higher love. This could be like where their twin flame wasn't there in the past, but this is the divine love coming in. And the crowning energy here is the Judgment card reversed, the wake-up call, the need to swallow your pride, somebody maybe who choked or spoke too soon or made a bad call or a bad decision. Choking on your own spit can be coming up here too, whether that's you or somebody else. That's also Aquarius energy reversed for me. Cancer upright, Gemini upright. And this is Earth energy, whether it's Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. What's coming up for you is the Ace of Cups reversed. So this can be being dumped, but it also can be overwhelmed, right? This big love comes in and is overwhelming. You could be purging, you could be triggered or pushed to the emotional limit. This could be dumping a big emotional load. But again, it can just be overwhelmed. It can be any fluids coming up, sweating it out, perhaps vomiting, right? Getting so excited that you vomit. I don't feel like it's illness here, although it could be. Maybe someone's sick and then a love comes in, but you're in the middle of being sick and then you vomit or something like that. But I don't like the Judgment card reversed, but it's not bothering me as much as it usually does in this read for some reason, as well as the Ace of Cups reversed, because this can be making a bad call about dumping someone. And you see yourself as the Magician reversed, which may be insecure or manipulative or not having the tools, whether it's physical tools or emotional, spiritual tools to deal with a certain situation. Okay, not being able to move forward. And this could be Gemini energy again, reversed, or Virgo. This can be Aries for me sometimes too, but since we're doing Cancer, any three of those really, but we have Gemini here as well, very strongly. What's around you, how others see you. This could be someone with the lack of confidence, the lack of balls to move forward, to be able to manifest. What's around you, or how others see you, is the Star, the healer, the dreamer, or the one who had their dreams come true. And again, Aquarius, a lot of Aquarius energy, both upright and reversed. Gemini, both upright and reversed, a lot of air. And the block for you is the Sun. So why is the Sun the block? Sunshine, energy, happiness. Is it exposure? Not liking to be exposed. Your challenge here, Cancer, is the Sun and the Moon. The Sun and the Daughter. The Daughter is your challenge. The Moon, the Sun is the block. Very interesting, right? The Lovers, the Sun and the Daughter, the Sun and the Moon, sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, moonrise now, getting rid of the old way of thinking. That was doing away with the female. Sunrise, sunset is just about the man. Sunrise, moonrise. What's coming up at the end for you, Cancer, is you as Juliet with your cup in hand, longing for your Romeo. And she's like looking over here at this flower over here. She's looking to see if they're here. Where are they? What's connecting to what's left hanging? And you know, she's loving, she's kind, she's intuitive, she's beautiful Juliet in this deck. The connection to what's hanging in limbo here is the King of Pentacles. You know, he's sitting on his vanilla cookies there. He might be hiding them. And he's got his lucky green boots on. But he is the responsible guy, right? He's not the emperor, but maybe he stepped down from being that. Maybe he didn't want to be the emperor. He just wanted to be the king. But he's looking up at the sky, and he's a practical guy. He's not usually the one who looks up at the stars, but he is right here. She's looking up, and he's looking up. They're both looking up to the same thing together. And what's hanging in limbo for you is the Six of Wands reversed. Something is not known yet. The success that hasn't happened, the attention that hasn't happened, the good news that hasn't come in yet, or the falling off the horse. The neediness for attention. And that can be a child. This can also be the Queen of Cups and the King of Pentacles under the radar. Together under the radar. They're both looking towards. They're looking towards being under the radar. But they're not looking at each other, but they're both thinking the same thing. It's like they're both looking forward to being under the radar together, but they're not saying it to each other. They're separately saying it. That's what's coming up for me anyway. Let's see what else comes up when we clarify here. So I'm going to put out some cards for the end to close up the story when we're done with this. All right, so the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. Let's get the underlying energy here. What's been going on? So, you know, we have an offer of love here, or someone just being love, trying to end the nightmare, the lack of sleep, the suffering in silence, the crying, right? Letting go, no longer keeping cards close to their chest, trying to get rid of the pain, to end the suffering by being love, by coming in and offering love, by offering time, money, and energy, or a new life as well. And this is a little bit of an impish energy, like childish energy, which the Knight of Cups could be. And this is someone who found a way out of their chains. They found a way out to dump their burdens, dump the load, dump the responsibilities, to confess perhaps. Making a bold move to come in to someone who may be resting or not trusting that someone won't break their heart again. Okay, so driving in, making a bold move to perhaps lay something to rest, or this could be in a 5D connection as well. So very interesting there. This also could be somebody waiting, and someone slept late, and they're sitting outside waiting for them. Hello, I'm waiting for you. Where are you? And that can be in the wake-up call as well. Someone who overslept, they're not awake yet. Okay, so here's the energies that came before it after dropping, holding their cards close to their chest, okay? Okay. So, you have Pisces or Capricorn in the underlying energies reversed. You have Cancer upright, which is you in the underlying energies. You have Gemini upright, Cancer again. Both of your cards are upright, which is amazing. Aquarius is 2, and Gemini are both upright and reversed in your read, but you're both upright. Again, Pisces or Capricorn is reversed. And then we have Leo upright here as well as the Sun and the Moon. It looks pretty Juliet-ish. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And he could be the King of Pentacles. There may be a surprise. Maybe neither one of them know what the surprise is. There may be little angels up to something. That's been coming up a couple times. There may be some little angels up to something. Little Tinkerbells. Or Twinkle Toes. The Four of Swords. Why is the Four of Swords in the underlying energy? Okay, so this could be Pisces and Virgo. It can be the world, the neighborhood, the divine feminine marching to the beat of her own drum, or Pisces who's dealing with someone advising her, a grandparent, a professional, a Virgo person, right, shedding light for them and on their independence, their sovereignty. And somebody's meditating on this, but somebody's waiting for them. And this can be the Virgo shedding light on the Pisces or the divine feminine or the divine feminine world, around the world. The neighborhood, the world, about how nature protects you as well. And remember, Virgo and Pisces are on the same axis together. And it's also the completion point, because Pisces is the end of the astrological chart, and Virgo's right in the middle, the midpoint. So we also have Capricorn coming up next, so she could have Capricorn in her chart too, this one here, the Sovereign. And that can represent the Queen as well. But the Queen was Aries, I believe. And Charles is Scorpio, but I know he's got to have Virgo in his chart because he's so Virgo. And then there's a Pisces energy here too. So I don't know what Camilla is, but that could even represent that stuff going on. But again, the laying to rest, the procession coming in perhaps with the Chariot there. In the recent past is the Two of Wands reversed. Perhaps issues at work. This could be third-party issues at work. Just some kind of people not getting along at work, whatever the instability is at work or wherever you co-create, because it doesn't have to be the workplace. It can be school, it can be the gym, it can be the art center. For me, this is a place of co-creation, of perhaps honing your detail work, your skills, what you love to do. But there's the Three of Pentacles here reversed. So again, in your relationship can be mimicking Charles and Camilla, because right, she's always seen as the traitor, the third party, even though they were in love first and Charles wasn't allowed to marry her, the person he loved. So there's a wound that needs to get healed, not only on a personal level for you and your relationship, but on an international level here. And the High Priestess here reversed, right? The one seen as the secret passion, the one out of their integrity, the one who needs to use their intuition, and the injustice of this, right? This could be Pisces reversed and Libra reversed as well, coming together here, right? Which upright would be like this beautiful energy of the man of justice with his partner, right, who keeps his secrets, or who is his balance, right, his advisor. Someone who keeps him grounded. Okay, so there's that energy of Libra reversed and Pisces reversed. There could be people with those energies in their chart in the past, and there's the Two of Wands reversed, which also can be the twin flames, not having come together or not being able to implement their new path at this time. And this is representing the past, okay? The past of worrying about getting their heart broken, the lack of trust here in your relationship. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, having been broken or not having the balls to move forward, or feeling paralyzed when your heart emotions aren't set. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Swords upright, and the Death card here. The truth about a death, and that can bring up the Queen's death, or even Diana's death could be coming up here, called into question as well. The truth of the death, of the ceremony perhaps, with the religious person and the children here grieving the death, and the ceremonial stuff is coming up here as well. There's also the truth coming into the dark night of the soul, the Scorpio energy, the transition around the world, and the King of Swords reversed, which this represents Charles because he's Scorpio. And the lack of trust, right, because of the whole thing he had to go through with Camilla. Now, I don't know Charles, I don't know anything about them. Of course, everybody felt for Diana, but I feel like it was a no-win situation for anyone in that situation, because the royal family had control over their heart decisions, which nobody should have control over anybody's heart decisions, right? That's the whole point of sovereignty. And what was coming up with Gemini's title was the end of the distorted patriarchy. And I was specifically getting that Italy with the Vatican and England with the royal family are like distorted siblings competing with each other for the win. So the feminine who's in her masculine, the masculine who's masculine, but both in their distorted masculines competing to be the best. So England and Italy always competing, like two siblings who are like competing for their parents' love, that kind of thing. So the central energy here is the Lovers, And that's coming up as in the past, the disconnect or the distance between them. Oh, I don't have my other one with me right here, but you can look that up if you want. But there's a disconnect or distance in the past. But the lovers are here, the divine lovers are here coming in now. It's the center of your read. The fall of the fool, right? With an open heart, taking a leap of faith, but this could be lacking faith or embarrassing oneself or just taking the fall or being willing to take the fall for the one that you love. Perhaps when you couldn't before because you weren't brave enough, when you weren't brave enough to take the fall for the one that you truly love. The Two of Swords of crossing your heart and hope to die, stick a needle in my eye kind of energy here. I don't usually get that. But this is someone keeping their peace of mind at all cost, right? Keeping their energy clear into themselves, you know, the oath of the crown type of thing. About the lovers is upright again and having your wish. But this is also dominance of the crown getting their wish over the lover. The challenge is the moon, the romance. Right? Right? Romance, pshaw, we don't need romance. We're responsible people, right? We don't need heart involved here. We have the Seven of Cups upright. Dreams coming true. Having lots of options, seeing synchronicities. Perhaps being confused, finding the one and needing to let go of all the rest. A Knight of Wands rushing in to sweep somebody off their feet. This could be somebody looking at rings as well for somebody. And we do have Cancer being the challenge here. And the divine love. And this could be someone who's been up nights thinking about this. The Knight of Wands coming in for Juliet over here. And then we have, and again, the subconscious energies of the romance, the challenge of this. The Man in the Moon or the Boy in the Moon. Right? The boy within the little girl. Right? The Queen having to be a man. And here's the Sun as the block. The daughter as the challenge to be more feminine, and the Judgment reverse crowning you. So their crowning is literally the reversal, the changing of the guards, right? There's no trumpet, right? Because normally this would be upright. It's like the heralding, the announcement of the arrival, right? But this is the changing of the guards here, so it's not quite all set in yet. Perhaps the need to make a decision, the need to make a call, the need to heed the wake-up call regarding the Queen of Cups, the destiny of schooling the goose, the golden goose who laid the egg, right? And then the feeling defenseless to the energies coming in or feeling ganged up on, perhaps by the family, by the community, by the crown. Queen of Cups. Destined to not need to give an excuse for her heart. And now holding back an announcement, perhaps. Holding back an announcement that's about to come out. That the worst is now over and the bliss is about to set in. With what didn't work out or after overworking or overworked, the Emperor comes in here. So again, whether this is your life, whether this is the United States politically as well, because this can represent something about Trump coming in as well, and also, of course, Charles becoming king. So the announcement was held back, and again, that was one of the messages I was getting, that they announced the death on the 8th, but I was getting the 7th. So they're not going to tell us what time she actually died, but the Ace of Cups is reversed here. The King of Pentacles upright, the Page of Pentacles. So there's father and child, or father with a message, an invitation, an opportunity. So father and child here, and again, that can be succession. and dumping, you know, their emotional burdens on the child. Like, I don't have to do this for very long because I'm old and soon somebody else will have to take over for me. So this can be Charles and William as well. But this is like mimicking your life right now, Cancer. We have the King of Pentacles and we have the Page of Pentacles, who are alike. They are overwhelmed or dumping their emotions perhaps on you, who's feeling insecure or unable to manifest right now, right? Feeling stuck or overwhelmed, not being able to manifest at the moment because there's too much going on, too much overwhelm. You see yourself as that Magician reverse. That's how you see yourself, as insecure, unable to manifest at this scale. Again, the Judgment card reversed, holding back an announcement, not wanting to make a decision yet, or perhaps worried about making the wrong decision, right? What a heavy weight to carry, to have to make decisions about the world, the weight of the world. But this is the need to heed the call to action, to step up to the plate, to step up to the role that they're supposed to play and offer their time, money, and energy a new life, a whole new world. And I think that this is what's coming up, is that Charles is feeling the overwhelming need for this new world that now he's going to be responsible for, that things need to change, and he's the one who's got to do it. And this is coming up as you, even though he's not Cancer, he's Scorpio. I don't know what his chart is though. You can check that out. And that could even be William feeling that way, right, as the child over here. Not that he's a child anymore. He's not. He's got his own children. But feeling overwhelmed at the responsibility of this, right? And doesn't hit right away, right? Maybe thinking about becoming that is one thing, but then being it is a whole nother thing. Here is the announcement, the wake-up call, the need to swallow your pride, the day the music died, very much is that energy, right? And then we have the King of Wands up right here, offering the King of Wands, the time, money, and energy, a new life. It's a crowning, the crown. This is Aquarius reversed for me, and we have Gemini reversed or Virgo reversed. Feeling like these two are dumping all their emotions on you, Cancer. It's like they're pushing you. They're dumping their emotions on you so that you will hold back an announcement, and then you do the offering. You do the presentation to the King of Wands. But you may not feel like you have the tools to do that. Again, there's some stubbornness here, or the fear. This is someone who's afraid to get their heart broken again. And again, the king, here's this offer of a new life to the King of Wands, and then right after him is that Ace of Cups reversed over here, right? Feeling pushed to the emotional limit, overwhelmed. This offer, this crowning is overwhelming them. Tears of joy or tears of overwhelm, or feeling pushed to the limit, or sweating it out, right? Starting over in love. As the Page of Wands. So here we have the King of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Here we have the King of Wands and the Page of Wands. The father and their heir, the heir to the throne. The Star. And he's saying, like, this is overwhelming for me. What's it going to be like for them? The Star. The Release. Dreams coming true. The way others are seeing you, Cancer, is a dream come true, or that your dreams are coming true, or that you're a healer, or you are being healed, or you are healed from your anxieties, released from your prison. As the Magician takes over, right? Others see you as upright, but you're seeing yourself as reversed, unable, not up for the task. They see you as up for the task. To detox the chains, right? The burdens, the chains that the prisoners all hold on to. All the victims hold on to their chains, their savior and their perpetrator, instead of cutting those chains and letting go. And are you up to the task? Well, yes, you are. Detoxing and offering love instead. Offering love to a third party. Offering love to those who are bad influences or gossipers. Offering love to third party interferences. And not allowing them to distort your image of purity and heart. That's the challenge, right? To be in a distorted office and not allow someone to corrupt you, the uncorruptible, right? Because here's the King of Swords of corruption. And taking on the responsibility of the new world, where the politician doesn't become corrupted, or the king doesn't become corrupted. Let's see where these come out again. So why is the sun your block? On not expressing your true feelings, which, Charles doesn't, seem like someone who expresses their feelings or emotions easily. Right? He will about his profession, but not about his heart. And this is having their feelings exposed, or heated arguments in public, not showing what truly happens behind closed doors, the fights, the facing of the fears, the facing of ending an emotional cycle of unhappiness that's way overdue to be over here, the exposing of that, because maybe you were part of that, but not directly related. And then we have the Queen of Cups up right here. Again, the challenge is the daughter, the block is the sun block, the moon daughter, the 0 point field, the winter and the summer. The winter may be a challenge, but the summer is where the heat is really on. The Queen of Cups, taking your position as the Queen of Cups, getting over it, getting over the loss, regret, the guilt and shame, getting over the past, and letting go to fix the place up, to mend things or make amends with somebody, even if there's not a lot to give, time, money, and energy, putting it out there as the Queen of Swords, as I'm losing my voice. She needs to speak, right? She is the queen. She's not just the Queen of Hearts. She's also the Queen of Swords here. She has been widowed. She has been hurt. She is in her integrity of the moon and romance of the daughter. She is the mother who takes care of the children and needs to be a good example for them. She's speaking to her daughter about the energy of love and living from your heart and being in your integrity, of being patient and balanced and taking one step at a time off the beaten path, not following others, but following your own knowing in your heart without wavering, boldly going where no man or woman has gone before. That is you. The King of Pentacles. The Five of Wands. To fight for the right without whatever or cause, to be willing to fight. To dream the impossible dream. To fight impossible foe. I can't remember, but you might want to look up the impossible dream, because that's coming up here, right? The quest for the impossible dream. To fight for the right, no matter what. And be strong, taming the beast. And separation, heartbreak, stress on the heart, disappointment. And those who will lie, cheat, and steal from you and try to get away with it by hurting you. Or justify what they did through saying, well, because my heart was broken, or this did this. But instead of taking responsibility for your own emotions and becoming sovereign, no longer having excuses for why. It's just about talking about how we can change this going forward and moving forward. Right? Because this is very much under the radar energy, right? That can be shady when you're not telling other people what you're doing, the open door policy that's needed. Right? So that nothing can be done under the radar. So there's no chance for people to be lying, cheating, and stealing under the radar, especially in politics. The impossible dream of integrity, of love. And the Six of Wands reversed. The King of Cups reversed. Right? The one who fell off the wagon. It's okay. You can still hold compassion for the one who fell off the wagon. The one who is emotionally detached and has no emotions for you. The one who drinks too much and abuses you. The one who is depressed and won't snap out of it. Snap out of it. I'm getting share. But it's holding compassion, not allowing them to interrupt your happiness. Right? Holding that Knight of Cups place no matter what. But yet having compassion for those who can't do that at the same time. And allow them to try again. And that's coming up as somebody at least with Scorpio in their chart, or trying to avoid a disaster, right? People lie to avoid a disaster, but then they dig themselves into a deeper hole. After a sudden event, perhaps, and feeling depressed. Again, dealing with 9/11 anniversary and depression of that. All of that stuff is coming up. So there's a lot of grief and emotions that are coming up along with the Queen's death and 9/11 tomorrow. So there's, it's about holding compassion for others who maybe don't have your perspective. So we have the Knight of Wands reversed, right? The player falling short. The one who perhaps had good intentions to come in all sexy and follow through, but then they fell short and couldn't do it, or ran out of energy. Or someone who's just paralyzed by their passions and can't function. They can't get back up because they don't know how they're going to do it. And then here's the Queen of Pentacles reversed, who's also reversed, ungrounded. Perhaps it's all about the money, right? The player and the one, right? He's the player who just wants to fool around or have sex. And here's the one who's impractical, who's going to spend your money. Or are they just both ungrounded and unable to function? At war with their fears, the internal war of fear. Right? The only thing to fear is fear itself. And the King of Wands reversed, who you don't want to mess with him. He's either tired, really tired, sick, or sick and tired and pissed off. So you don't want to deal with this energy or the Knight of Wands energy. And the Queen of Pentacles, may be doing shopping therapy because these two are out of control, or they're sick, or paralyzed by their passions. Like father, like son. And then we have the Page of Wands who's upright here, who's inspired. They may be playing chess. Maybe they're very good at strategy here. So this could be a father and two sons as well. That could be talking about Charles again. I think actually that William is on the border of Gemini and Cancer, if I remember correctly. So that's William is the Cancer energy, right? Unable to move on, struggling with that. So you have the Knight of Wands reversed here. The player falling short or falling off the wagon. And this can be the Queen of Wands. This is the Queen. This is Aries. But the Queen, right? Not the soul swap. The Queen, the original Queen, who fell off the wagon, right? So if you listen to Sam the Illusionist, he talks about her, he did his channeling, and what came through was that she was soul swapped out in 2012, which a lot of people believed anyway, and that prior to that, coming into this incarnation, because he did a few of her incarnations, that she was of a very high vibe, loving energy, but she was taken over by the greed of the position in this life. And so this is that energy of her falling short, even though she wasn't always that way, right? She wasn't all bad, right? She came into this life in a really good position, love-wise, but then wasn't up to the, it's a big bite to take, right? Is to be queen and actually keep your integrity. So it's not an easy position to play. And I'm not supporting or putting down the queen. It's just the energies that come up with that type of position that are coming up as a message in this read. The Queen of Pentacles here was coming up as the next cards as the message of the Queen of Pentacles here. So we have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles also falling short here, right? Or just feeling stuck, losing status, position, or being all about the money. This can be sisters as well. And the message between them, stepping up to the plate between them, and then but because it's like the message between them caused them both then to fall short. So I don't know if they're talking about the queen and her sister, but there is a message there too. But for you, again, it doesn't matter who I'm talking about. This is your reading, Cancer. It's like mimicking the crown read, and it may be all around William, because I think he's like Gemini Cancer right there. These two are feminine energies, the two queens who need to face their fear, who did face their fears, but they stood up without love in their heart, which is the war within. And both of these energies could be these could all be the same person, right? The two sides of oneself. But also there are two Queen Elizabeths, so this can represent the two different queens as well in their succession. And then for the fight of your life, right, the internal war of having to be in that place of position. The Five of Swords and the Ace of Wands reversed. The frustration, the lack of inspiration, the lack of growth, the lack of understanding or comprehending something, and getting defensive here, and then going into fighting a war, exposing all, sunshine, kids, happiness, frustrated, having to expose your whole life to the world, could be coming up as well. And then the King of Wands reversed, right? And this can represent too the queen's husband too, right? When he was younger, perhaps messing around or things he might have done, and that gets exposed to the world as well. But again, that whole energy of being exposed and the frustration, the lack of inspiration, the dealing with children being exposed as well, and being in fear for the children when they're young. And then the king, and this is about awakening to ego of people, as well as ideas, new ways of doing things, and the awakening in general. The light bulb moment goes off here, right? There was frustration and no inspiration. And then the kids, exposure, authenticity comes in, and boom, it's a light bulb moment. The King of Wands reversed. The cards just fell all over the place. They kind of did a skip. I'm not going to show you all of them because a lot of cards came out. Let's see. Okay, the fall, right? This is 9/11. The fall of the House of Windsor is what I'm getting, right? And then we have but it's 9/11 as well, right? Because the U.S. is the colonization from England. So this is the falling of the house. And then the worthiness of the child, right? Because the U.S. is the child of England, of the crown. So that's very interesting the way that's coming through. So the King of Wands reversed. King of Wands reversed is the Four of Swords upright. The laying to rest of the King of Wands. And again, this is the changing of the guards again when the child takes over. The laying to rest of the King of Wands, praying, meditating, the 5D connection, the inner war again, the need to sleep, and the dysfunctional family is putting the dysfunction of the family to rest, the dysfunction of the family, business, the community, the world, putting it all to rest, and an opportunity for the King of Wands to do that. But he's exhausted. He needs to rest first. And then the Page of Wands, inspired. So let's see, the Page of Wands. Are you royalty, Cancer? And Diana was Cancer too. We have actually Diana and I have Cancer rising. I'm a Virgo, but she and I were born the same year. The Seven of Pentacles is the reaping of rewards, the daydreaming, the knowing your worth, learning your worth. And here's the Page of Wands, inspired to reap rewards of their efforts and know their own worth, not allow others to take advantage of them or take them out of their integrity. And this could be the father from his failings teaching the son what to do going forward. Don't be like me, don't be like them. You do the right thing no matter what. And then now William will understand that because of his mother. And Spirit's connecting with me big time. So Diana's coming through. He understands now as a king because his mother had to survive marrying someone who wasn't allowed to marry the person they really wanted to marry. So maybe learning as an adult now that it wasn't really his father's fault completely. And I'm not siding with, either one, because it was just a mess for everybody involved. But it had to do with the crown, ultimately, right? Taking control of other people's lives, right? The boys' club, the patriarchal, the distorted patriarchy here. Knowing your worth when it comes to committing to something, when it comes to societal norms, being able to stand up for yourself and know your worth, right? That money has nothing to do with your worth. Jewels and position has nothing to do with your worth. Everyone is worthy. And here is the peace found within that. The peace found within hard work, right? Of taking a break and not working 24 hours a day. Working hard and resting and being love. This is the way to go forward. And the child knows this. And look at this. The Page of Wands is looking at the Page of Wands. He's mirroring himself. He's looking at himself in the mirror. I have to look at my face in the mirror every day and do the right thing. And Spirit's connecting with me very strongly. It's from the father's mistakes that the son will create the new world. And here is the working hard, but also taking breaks and having peace and just being love in general. Offering love to those who have fallen, those who are not joyful and not coming together, those who are bad influences, those who are third parties, those who are not social or antisocial, and being love to them all. Offering love to the third party who was the king's true love, right? Being the example of having compassion. And perhaps William then having compassion for both his mother, his father, and Camilla and their situation. The star of the dreams coming true and healing. And the imbalance, the inequity, the unfairness of not sharing equally, or not being equal, or not having an equal playing field. The Knight of Pentacles who doesn't have the balls to speak up for themselves or go against the boss, to go against the parents. The one who didn't have the balls to speak up for themselves and move on without them. And now being let back in. now recovering and being able to move on because someone's offering them love and letting them back into their world. Now they're allowed to be back in there. The 8 of Cups of walking away and within when needed. And the wounded warrior standing up for their wounds who needs to surrender. So walking away and within when the other person needs to surrender their ego. The Empress reversed, and again here's the guard at the castle and the changing of the guards. And I was watching a little bit of the ceremony today, and just to have to do that job, you know, being so perfect as standing as a guard and marching synchronized perfectly, all that kind of stuff. And I know that because my daughter did dance, you know. They had to be perfectly synchronized all the time. It's not an easy task. We have the Empress reversed here, right? The Empress stepping down or passing on. The wounded warrior who did their 9 wands, right? And they were very wounded. And maybe they held a lot of things in that they shouldn't have. Holding their tongue without an option. Feeling vulnerable or worried about rejection. Or, you know, the Page of Cups reversed can be the rejected, shy one, but it also could be the spoiled, entitled one, and they could be both in the same child. And avoiding disaster, or the 9/11 recovery, the after the sudden event, and the breaking of patterns, the dropping of the ball, the dropping of the daily routine without thinking about it, and just keep going and going and going, letting it go and break the pattern to move on from the fairy tale that looks like a fairy tale but never was, to find the true fairy tale, which is right here. It is the Queen of Cups, the one of love, right? Of true love, the true romance, not the picture, not the storybook romance, but the actual romance where 2 people are loving to each other. And of course, Teddy has to make his presence known because he's a Cancer. Okay, let me finish, please. Go on, go to mommy. I have to finish with my cards. Thank you. So, like I said, he's a year old. He's a Cancer baby. So there he is, getting the attention. He's very fiery too. He's got to have Leo in his chart because he's definitely a show-off. All right, so, and there's that energy of the Page of Wands, as the number 26 was coming up for me yesterday in the twin flame stuff, as the new beginning is the lion's heart. That's all the ego you need. It's just the page, just a little bit of ego. You don't need the queen, the king, the knight. You just need the Page of Wands as the lion's heart. And the rest is all about love. And I love that the two lions' hearts are facing each other, the twins. The King of Wands was upright over here, but here he's reversed. And the Knight of Wands was upright over here, and here he's reversed. That's the King and Queen of Wands right here. So this is the Queen of Wands. Okay, for romance, this is for Cancer again. So what do we had? We had Pisces or Capricorn reversed here. Cancer upright. Aquarius both upright and reversed. Gemini both upright and reversed. Cancer upright in both cards. Queen of Cups upright, so all the water signs, all the earth signs. We got Earth here too reversed. And then we have Leo upright. And Gemini reversed. Gemini upright. And then probably Sagittarius, but it can be any fire sign here. A lot of fire right here. Earth and fire. And another fire again. So lots of fire there. So a lot of Leo energy right there. What else came up? I mean, you could be a Cancer with Aries in your chart, if there's Aries coming up. But really, you know, there's no other fire signs that came up in the main cards. just Leo. Right? But these fire signs can all have any fire in their chart. Right? Sagittarius and Aries definitely could be coming up as well. Romance angels. Preparing the world. Cancer's preparing the world for the new world. The elders standing guard as the daughters come in. It is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. And look at the picture. Okay? She has big responsibility here. And look at the little angels trying to get to her. This is like the children. Like this is her and him. And the two little angels are trying to get in between them. Okay? And she's coming up as the Queen of Wands right here. As the Knight of Wands here. And he comes in as the Knight of Cups. To open your heart. Attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. And the true love here. This is the romance of a lifetime. Okay, and again, it's coming up as Romeo and Juliet. Soulmates. This is your soulmate. So stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. As, you know, here's that presentation of the crown. Again, the coronation and all that. And this one might be kind of shy. Like, they're trying to cover themselves up. That's really funny. Flowers. Bringing flowers. Flowers for Algernon is coming up. I don't know why. And again, that could be, you know, there could be a child that, or an adult with memory issues or some kind of mental issues that they've been dealing with a long time or all their life. But your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment here, guys. There may have been children getting in the way. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. There may have been codependency in the past where addictions were affecting your romantic life or somebody else around you, which was then affecting you. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. As it is safe to love, there is attraction and true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So let's see what the Lenormand has for you. The ancient ones are making preparations as the daughters decorate. And the little angels are up to something. Cancer. The little puppy, that was Teddy. The 18 of the Cancer, the daughter. He's not a daughter, he's a son, but it is the daughter moon or Cancer energy here, that feminine energy. The 10 of Cups has to do with the 10 of Cups family and the little pup wanting the family to take the lead. Or Teddy's sitting there at the door waiting for me to take him out for a walk. The 23 of the King of Wands, which he definitely is. So funny last night because he doesn't usually growl or bark. He barks when he plays sometimes, but he doesn't bark at people normally. But he growled at a cat the other day, and then last night he kept growling about the kitchen. And I'm like, you know, it was probably a mouse or something, but you know, I don't know that initially. I'm like, I don't need you to be growling at nothing over there, Teddy. But he's such a baby because I swear, you know, he was scared. He was scared. He was scared, and I had to show him. I showed him like my little stuffed frog I have over here to show him it was just a little creature in there, and then he felt better. But he was scared. He's scared of the mice. So again, the King of Wands needing to stand up for himself, to the kids, to the pests, to the pets, to the messes that other people are leaving behind that isn't their responsibility. The judgment call, the wake-up call to release yourself from the prison. And again, Teddy wants to go out for a walk, but remember, for Teddy, out there is a prison because he's scared. He doesn't know what strange dogs are going to jump at him, and he gets scared when that happens. He won't go out the door sometimes because he's not sure what's out there. And then here's the 10 of the high vibe cuts that are happening with the Page of Pentacles. the need to discern and separate the wheat from the chaff. And that's about the children learning, from their father. And that's interesting that's coming up because there's just girls in the house with Teddy, right? Maybe he needs a male role model, okay? And the need to discern, right? What's good for him and what's bad for him, or what's scary and what's not scary. But again, he is the King of Wands. He comes up as that all the time, the 28 of the twin flame, but the power man, but with a big heart. And in spiritual union here, the King of Swords. Maybe he's coming into union with the King of Swords here. Okay, as he get back into his integrity. So there is completion here. Oh, that's funny because we're going to see my son one of these days. And my son is Libra rising. So that would be that King of Swords. So Teddy's going to have a reunion with him at the mountains because he lives by the mountains. The 21 of completion there as well. And Pisces, and my daughter's Pisces she's going with. And there's the King of Cups, which is coming up as the Scorpio, which is my son. So it's just an example of what some of the cards could be meaning. The 26, again, the beginning of the new world, is just the lion's heart. That's all the ego you need to crack the codes to the 10 of Pentacles, heaven on earth, family, business, community. Okay? And there is the Dr. Jekyll and Hyde energy of the old, the establishment that's going away. The well wishes, you see how dark all that energy is? This is the old stuff going away, collapsing the distorted patriarchal society to just the lion's heart, the Page of Cups. Like Teddy, he's so sweet. Okay, and then you get an energy card too, because I did pull that for everybody else. And then I have one left. Oh, yours is going long, I didn't realize. I guess because there's so much international stuff coming up. I just turned to 10701. 010701. 007 was coming up yesterday too. So I just have Leo to go, and then I'll be all set with all 12 signs. So the last one for the little lion's heart coming up. So you might want to listen to that one too. All right, this is for Cancer, September 2022. The garden and the gate, and there's that Teddy afraid to go outside, right? So for some people, being stuck in the house is a prison. For others, going out there is the prison and wanting to come back in the house. So the union, the garden and the gate, and letting go of your fears and allow the butterflies to set you free. And the 50 of emotional fulfillment of the matriarchy, right? The power of the mother with wings, the angel of strength, right? Teaching you not to be afraid and yet protecting you at the same time. Perhaps the mother energy too, who had to be the father and the mother. And then the healer of the ages comes in as the 51, the King of Swords. So here we have the angelic mother and the healer father, and then the home healing the children so that they don't stay in fear. And the door to value, like knowing what you value, what's the most important to you is my voices. They all need to speak up their truth. 31 of chaos and life and transmuting chaos and control into what you value. Right, transmuting all those energies so that you get what you want. Right, the temple of wisdom, of the hangman, of seeing new perspectives, and coming into the caring connections of the temperance and that higher love, the temple of love, the temple of that higher love and compassion. As somebody leaves, that could be a child leaving the nest, this could be someone leaving a relationship, so the new relationship comes in, but their bags are packed, they're ready to go. They're standing here outside your door. I hate to wake you up to say goodbye. The angel of love getting their wish. Or a child, moving out because they're coming of age. And then action as the two come together and dreams come true. It can happen to you. There may be another child with some anxiety energies, the daughter here. And there may be another who may be more of a shadow aspect, and that could be an ex or another child, showing appreciation for the shadow side here, the need to love all parts of yourself. And then the Knight of Cups coming in, heralding in the changes, as the new world is all about love, and Aquarius, and the emotion of laughter. Okay, and rest and rejuvenation for the sun, out in the sun. Okay, there is victory here, the 28 for the twins. There's a coronation there too, as the girls all get to get dressed up for the chariots and all that stuff. The bottom of the deck is the door to spirit, the 32 of the journey, and the purification of how we're going to now stay in our integrity without faltering. The door to spirit is clearing the old, keeping the new clear, and keeping the door open for the new journey here. What was underneath that, right? Instead of manipulations and game playing. The door to spirit is the open door policy and speaking your truth. Not only open door policy physically, but speaking your truth and allowing other people to speak their truth as well. Allowing all voices to be equal. Okay. Well, there you go, Cancer. That was a long one. But remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature, and follow your own intuition, your own bliss, your own heart. And as always, rise and be love. Love and rise, Cancer. Have an amazing day. See you soon. Bye.